Hello everybody, also from my side again. I have the honor to drive the digital transformation of the machine business at Ammann together with a great team. And I would like to address today why technology is not the actual key in the digital transformation, but it's something else and something we like to call the process first mindset. And by these three words, process first and mindset, actually I could already end my talk, but let's go a bit more to the detail. So you've seen this number before. I guess the only difference in my slide is that I've chosen to take the color red. And also in preparation of this, because it's this famous quote of Harvard Business Review that some 70% and even more of the digital transformation initiatives fail to meet their actual objectives. Doesn't say all of them totally fail, but the objectives. And being in the industry already for some years and also with my own background, actually, I claim that you could also say this not only for digital transformation, but for so many other initiatives that do something new for the first time. So I've been in R&D, product development, technology development, many years. This figure, unfortunately, feels quite familiar. If you think about startup business, I googled it in the morning. It's actually the very same number, by the way. It's some 70% that is quoted. So, however, looking to how to deal with that, I can clearly say your digital transformation doesn't have to fail. And I like to share some best practices why we think it doesn't have to and how we do it. So who is Ammann? Ammann is a world-leading supplier of mixing plants, asphalt, but also concrete, also for machines and services to the construction industry. We are a Swiss brand. Ammann is around already quite since a while, as you can see here. And it's been a ride. I mean, back then there was steam, there was electricity. Suddenly there were computers. Then in the more recent years, suddenly everything is 4.0, Industry 4.0. And I think it's really fair to say that Ammann, since the beginning in our DNA, is really driven by continuous transformation. And yeah, we do that as a family-owned business in the 6th generation and with a global footprint. And it took some while to come here from what you see on the left side, from the first macadam machine, that's actually like the drum, how to mix the asphalt, to the connected worksite ecosystem that we offer in these days. And one thing is in our history and legacy, so we are friends of technology. So it is about technology, but it's not about technology being the first thing, because if you do that, you most likely will fall into the technology trap. I think it was also addressed yesterday and then this morning. And I tried to summarize also from our experience and from my own humble experience over the years, like, what is this? So basically you can break it down. Whenever you hear someone calling for a new tool, for a new technology, and if that was many years ago, I don't know, the new Excel macro, or in these days, the AI chatbot, whatever it is, take care, be cautious. Because if you start to put tool and technology above the actual problem to be solved, you might get into trouble quite likely. You also need to check about what is your business about and what should it be in the future. What is the purpose? What is the strategy? Does this technology support and pay into that purpose? Or is it just adding more fragmented system, landscapes and chaos in the end? And if you look to the pillar in the middle, there's also someone very important, and that's the user. And the user can be the one, of course, on the customer side, your own employees, your suppliers, all of the stakeholders along the process chain. And this conference here is about business, and also Ammann is doing business, and business is fine. Yeah. So in the end, it's also about financial success, because as we also heard in the morning, that's in the end who will continue to be on the market and provide good solutions. So it's fair to say that technology is an amplifier, but that's the trap actually, and it's seductive, because when you have these new gadgets, it feels like progress, even if the foundation is broken. And if you start to digitize a broken thing, you just have an amplified version of it. And get me right, I love technology. I have a background in computer science. I've been in engineering half of my life. And so technology is great, tools is great, AI is great, embrace it, yeah. But think how to do that properly. So if you let me like summarize how we do it and how it works quite well actually in our case, is something, yeah, we would call the process first mindset. So whenever we have an internal idea like, hey, we have this, have you seen this AI? Have you seen this? We can do great AI generated training videos for our dealers and all that stuff, which we all do. Yeah, so we have the technology, we deploy it. But it always starts back to square one. What is the actual problem you try to solve? What is the actual purpose of this? And then think really end to end about the use case, the process, but also the whole landscape where this process and the use case is embedded. And I come to that later, because sometimes you think it's that screw, but actually it's something else also affected, and then you wake up. So, and in order to avoid this, really, I mean, this is like classic project management actually, but always begin with the stakeholder analysis. Check all the users, all the stakeholders along the process chain. Take some time for that. It's not huge effort. It might take some time, but it's not huge cost. It will help you to save a lot cost afterwards. And then try to see which problem and which pain points you really have to nail. Then it's time to start to think about the actual technology and how that fits. And also keep in mind, you need to define KPIs properly. Financial KPIs, performance KPIs, all of that. Because if you don't do, all of your projects, all of your transformation initiatives will not go well. It will be a difficult journey. So transform the process. And in preparation for this today, I was thinking like, what kind of best practice, real life project and digital transformation initiative would I present? So because we have the whole portfolio. It starts with the customer, the way we order, the way they can order things, they can configure. It goes to the factory, it goes to after sales and training and all that. And we use all of the technologies that were discussed here since yesterday. But on purpose, I went for a very down-to-earth, real-life, factory, real-life example. And that is a warehouse transformation that we did recently. So the starting point was actually very positive, because good news, we need to produce more machines in a factory. So really good. Seems something was made quite well. However, we realized that the same factory with the same warehouse in the middle, the same logistics, started to display issues like in a whole material flow from inbound to outbound. And to paraphrase like the request, that was something like, hey, Arnold, when I go to our ERP in that one transaction, I would need that field in the UI with that data. I know it's in a system, but I can't see it because why actually? Yeah, because we need to print it out for the foreman to plan and so on. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you speak with someone else and then you realize, yeah, but hey, in my former company, we went for that one solution and that will do it all. So I'm exaggerating here a bit, but this is, I mean, here now we are all open-minded since yesterday. We think about how that really should be. But in the everyday business life, that's a regular situation. So what we really did is identify the right people, bring them all in the room, and think about what is the actual job to be done. And the actual job of a warehouse and logistics did not really change. It's have the right material at the right place at the right time. And by the way, use less size, a smaller footprint, and do that faster. So we went into all that stages, and I pick up here on the right side what you see. Also in our case, we were really lucky identifying that, hey, it starts with tidying up the master data. Yeah, that's really a pro tip I like to give everyone. Start with your data as well. And in the end, we not only have a complete revised end-to-end logistics process, boosting the warehouse and preparing the ground for further initiatives in production planning and the whole ecosystem. It goes really from sales to after sales because the warehouse is in the middle. And we are really happy that we have achieved that. It was quite a significant investment also in the end. And not only did we do for one factory, but we can take this as a template and deploy it globally to all of our other factories. So, one more thing. I spoke about the users and the stakeholders, and really, I mean, it sounds so simple, but we all know it. Start with the human. By the way, do you know how long human beings have been around on this planet? The Homo sapiens, do you know? Any idea? Well, it's said to be some 300 to 400,000 years. So since then a lot happened, but all of these technology things that we have over the last 150 years, I mean, that's a lot, but actually we are the same humans. So start with the human, check the pain point, take the fears all along the chain in your whole ecosystem. And then check for technology as well, and you will always have impact. So, and as I said, we have applied this process first mindset all across our portfolio. And there would be so many more examples, like, for instance, we need to upgrade our CRM because then they need to type in all of the data, and more data is more sales. That's not the question. It's actually how do we make a customer move from lead to deal. That's still the same. It has not changed by technology. And there are many more examples. And yeah, having that said and being conscious of time, I'm looking forward discussing with you, getting your questions, and thank you for that.